You're listening to the Smooth Operator here on WDIP, the best in internet radio. The other day, I happened to be sitting around a group of people, and all of a sudden, a gentleman got up and started testifying, started giving his testimony about the Lord. And he was so on point and so precise with what he was saying that I decided I wanted to put this brother on the show. Folks, welcome Scott. Scott, how you doing today?
Hey, Mr. Vernon, how you doing?
Good, doing very, very well. Please give us a little background about Scott, your life from where you were to where you are now.
Sure. I started out an addict around 18, 19 years old. Progressed into methamphetamine intravenous user. I became addicted to cocaine, and then, of course, my addiction progressed, and I began to smoke crack. And I was homeless in the streets of Little Rock. I lived right in the
Arkansas, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I lived right in the hood where they filmed Gang Bang in Little Rock, Part 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I slept in an abandoned house right beside human feces, and in the middle of a hot Arkansas summer.
Okay.
The stench was awful. Ants would crawl on me. I would be so bound by this drug that it seemed like all I could do was just seek out a way to satisfy an emptiness on the inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
I looked in all the wrong places. I then began a prison lifestyle. I've spent almost 14 years in 2 different states.
Mm-hmm.
I had started out, stopped using drugs, and I wound up getting a career job. And one night out, I got myself into some trouble by fighting at this local bar. A man, he lost his life sadly, accidentally. I then was faced with first-degree murder charges, and I beat it and wound up serving a voluntary manslaughter charge in Iowa. I done my time there. I got out and still ignored God. I chose to just continue to do what I wanted to do. And the Bible says that there is a way that seems right unto man, but in the end is utter destruction. And I began to see that in my life. Even though I thought I was doing good, it always wound me up doing exactly what I didn't want to do. I wasn't submitted to the Lord. I didn't pray. I didn't seek God. I didn't study. I didn't go to church. But I felt like I was still doing good. But it always led me right back around to suffering and sorrow and destruction.
Taking that relapse,
right.
Almost, and slipping backwards.
That's right.
When you wanted to move forward.
Yes.
Okay. Continue, Scott.
I wound up finally realizing that I just said to myself, I'm just empty. I'm empty. And no matter where I search, no matter where I look, in places of lust, in places of self-gratification, no matter where I looked, I was empty. I had a soul craving, but I just didn't realize that what I was really looking for, I couldn't find in a bottle, or a crack pipe, or a needle, or in lust. And then I started realizing that I was heavy, and that everything that I was trying to do on my own was weighing me down. My life was weighing me down. I couldn't have peace. My relationships were just in turmoil. Everything, I was bitter. I didn't like nobody. I didn't like myself. And I finally started realizing that a king died for me. And not only did he die, but he suffered. He went the extra mile on a cross and paid a price that I couldn't pay. And he did it for love. And I said, I'm not going to go to church because somebody told me to. I'm not going to go to church because I've heard that that's the thing to do. I'm not going to pray and read my Bible because somebody said I need to. I want to know, who is this King? I know what he done, but I want to experience him every day. And I accepted him. I asked for forgiveness of my sins. And from that day forward, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes, though it was a struggle, no cussing, no lusts. And I realized that God had filled me. And not just filled me, but every day I can experience a King that's alive. In his word, reading about him, in prayer, listening to him, understanding that God doesn't require. I think sometimes in the drug addict's life, and the people who are heavy laden, people who are weighed down and empty, I think sometimes we're scared because we think that we have to, in order for God to love us, we got to start loving him. That's not where it started. God loved us way before we could ever comprehend or cross. That's where I'm at today.
And I was about to ask you that. Where are you today? We are 2015, 2016. First of all, looking at you, Scott, you look physically fit. Your mind seems very focused. Sounds like what's coming out of your mouth is very genuine. And you talked about the struggles that you went through in the past and the struggles that you went through even when you were going to church. Okay? There's a phrase that you don't appreciate something if it's just given to you. You have to work hard to get it. So how do you feel about that? Where are you today? And what are you doing to make your life better?
Yeah, struggling with the addiction and the lifestyle of an addict, I began to see that things in this life that it's one thing to say, God, I need your help. That's good. But there comes a time and place where I had to just apply myself. I didn't feel like it. There were days I was uncomfortable. There were days where I would have these thoughts enter my mind. And if I sat there and let these thoughts take root, I was sure to begin to veer away. And the Lord began to show me, fight. And I didn't understand that. But he said, fight. And so the way that I gained victory and deliverance by the Spirit of God was every time these things began to attack me, and memories, and every time I'd see somebody or I'd start to think I'm lonely and that I can't do it unless I go out and do this and that, the Lord would show me, fine. You may not want to. It may not feel good. You may wake up one morning and you're uncomfortable. Fight. And I fought because it was my own will for a while that I would do things the way I wanted to do them. But he showed me, just because you don't feel like doing something doesn't mean that you're to go with that. Jesus, the cross was uncomfortable. And in this life, it's not about how I feel. See, the addict goes off of feelings. If I don't feel this way, I can't go to work. If I don't feel good, I can't love my wife. If I don't feel good, I can't love my husband. If I don't feel good, it's hard for me to respect my mother. If I don't feel good, I won't be a father. And in the Bible it said we don't walk by sight, but by faith. And I began to understand that. I don't walk by sight. And if I don't walk by sight, I'm not going to walk by how I feel. And so I began to deny myself what I thought was the right to feel good so I can then do. But that's not love. And I began to fight and press through. And every time I felt uncomfortable, I'd go before God. God, teach me, show me. I cry out to him, help me. He began to break the pride. He began to break the things and tear down the things that the enemy had built up and that I had built up over a lifestyle of addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm at today is in a life of freedom and deliverance. Where I'm at today is that I understand that I will never get back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. And where I'm at today is I ask myself, is this that serious? And I can hear the Spirit of God speak to me and he'll tell me, it's so serious that I gave my son. It's so serious that I deemed it right to give my son to a world who would laugh at him. I deemed it right that it be right before me that I give my son to a nation who will accept him, and to a nation that won't accept him, to a nation that will have heard the story and believe that that's all there is to it.
Nice. Well, it sounds like the words that are coming from your mouth, Scott, are very genuine, very real, and even to a level of prophetic. What kind of words to the wise would you offer our listeners out there that are going through similar problems, that are looking for that spirit, looking for that salvation? What words would you provide to the listeners?
I would say this. I would say that there is a king. And this king suffered. And he suffered and he died. Jesus could have just easily allowed his throat to be cut, but he didn't. He endured as much suffering as he could. He went the extra mile for us. And I would say that it didn't feel good. I would say to the woman, to the man that's listening, this life is not about how you feel. And if you believe it is, you will be defeated. And the very thing that you're supposed to walk on top of, you'll sink in.
Heavy words, folks. This is a brother who is real, like I said, prophetic. The words out of his mouth, you can tell there is a whole lot of truth and honesty in what he has gone through and where he's at today. Scott, I want to thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to speak with you. I know what we spoke about is very, very heavy and very deep. Now we're going to get to the lighter side. I'm going to back you into a corner and I'm going to ask you, Scott, growing up, because we play nothing but jams, pick your favorite song, and through the magic of radio, it'll be on as soon as you start talking.
One of my favorite songs is by Clint Brown. He's on YouTube. He's primarily he has a lot of soul. And one of my favorite songs to listen to is If Not for Grace. And he talks about, the word said is, where would I be? You only know. Through eyes to see, I'm glad you love. He said, if not for grace, he talks about being broken. He talks about God seeing us as broken vessels and that God loves us. And in my last words, I would say this. God is not mad at you. He's not in heaven standing there waiting to throw lightning bolts at you and scorn you and beat you down. God is not mad. God is ready to have a relationship of love.
Gotcha. Scott, once again, thank you for coming on the Smooth Operator Show. Clint Brown, and the name of the song is
If Not for Grace.
On WDIP, Nothing But Jams.
Where would I be? You wanna know? I'm glad you see through eyes of love a hopeless case, an empty